Welcome to video lecture on management and entrepreneurship for IT industry. In this video, I am going to discuss what is staffing, how is selection and recruitment done in organization. Management functions are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So, staffing is the third management function. It is important to have a good organization structure, but it is even more important to fill the jobs with the right people. A company may be successful with an organization structure that is very far from the best, but it will never be able to get off the ground if the people who run it and those who do the actual work are incapable. Filling and keeping the positions provided by the organization structure filled with the right people is the staffing phase of the management function. The sub-functions of staffing are recruitment or getting applicants for the jobs as they open up. Selection of the best qualified from those who seek the jobs. Training. Training those who need further instruction to perform their work effectively or to qualify for the promotion. Performance appraisal. Performance appraisal, since it serves as the basis for job change or promotion. Administration of compensation plan, since it is an important factor in both getting and holding qualified people. These are the sub-functions of staffing. The staffing function in an organization has to recruit people with suitable qualifications, knowledge, and skills as per the current requirement of the organization. Staffing is nothing but filling and keeping filled various positions in the organization structure. This includes identifying the workforce requirement, inventorying the people available, recruiting, selection, placing, training, promoting, appraisal, etc. A business cannot be successful for any length of time unless it is capable of bringing in and developing the right kind of people. There are a number of advantages of proper and efficient staffing. They are: staffing ensures higher productivity by placing the right man in the right job. In staffing, the right person is recruited for the right job. Therefore, it leads to maximum productivity and higher performance. It helps to avoid disruption of production schedule due to shortage of staff. It helps to prevent underutilization of personnel through overmanning and reduces the cost of production. Recruitment can be defined as the process of identifying the sources for prospective candidates and stimulate them to apply for the job. It is an activity of establishing contact between employee and applicants. It is the initial process. It is the process of attracting employees to the company. Recruitment is a set of activities, that is, advertising, establishing preliminary contact, and performing initial screening to create a qualified pool of job applicants for an organization. Once the recruitment of manpower is known, the process of recruitment starts. Before the process of recruitment, the management should have the proper plan on number of employees to be recruited, the qualification of employees required, time frame need to recruit, the process of recruitment, and the cost involved in it depend on the size of the enterprise and the type of person to be recruited. The management should have a proper plan of recruitment regarding the quantity and quality of the personnel required and the time when it is needed. The process of recruitment and the cost involved in it depends on the size of the undertaking and the type of person to be recruited. In the case of small concerns, the process of recruitment is simple and inexpensive, while in the case of large organizations, the process is complicated and expensive, particularly if technical and managerial persons are to be recruited. The sources of recruitment can be broadly classified into two categories: internal and external. Internal sources refer to the present working force of a company. Vacancies other than at the lowest level may be filled by selecting individuals from among the existing company employee of the company. The external recruitment means the recruitment from the various sources outside the company. Internal sources of recruitment consist of employees who are already on the payroll of a firm. Promotion and transfer from among the present employees can be a good source of recruitment. Promotion implies upgrading of an employee to a higher position carrying higher status and pay and responsibility. Promotion from among the present employees advantageous because employees promoted are well acquainted with the organization culture, they get motivated, and it is cheaper also. Promotion from among the present employee also reduces the requirement of job training. Transfer involves the shifting of an employee from one job to another. Many companies follow the practice of filling higher jobs by promoting employees who are considered fit for such position. Transfer refers to shifting an employee from one job to another without any change in the position, post, status, and responsibilities. The need for transfer is felt to provide employees a broader and varied base which is considered necessary for promotion. Job rotation involves transfer of employees from one job to another on the lateral basis. Filling higher positions by promotion motivates employees, boosts employee morale. The disadvantage of promotion is choice to a few people and denying hire of outsider who may be better qualified and skilled. Further, promotion from among present employees also result in inbreeding which creates frustration among those who are not promoted. The external sources of recruitment mean hiring people from outside the organization. In other words, seeking applicants from those who are external to the organization. There are several methods for the external recruiting. The firm must be carefully analyze the vacant position and then use the method which best fulfills the requirement. Following are the different types of external sources of recruitment. Re-employing the former employees. Former employees who have been laid off or have left for the personal reason may be re-employed. These people may require less initial training than the needed for the total stranger to the enterprise. Friends and relatives of present employees. Some industries with a record of good personal relation encourage their employees to recommend their friends and relatives for the appointment in the concern where they are employed. Applicants at gate. Unemployed persons who call at the gates of the factories are interviewed by the factory representative, and those who are found suitable for the existing vacancies are selected. This is an important source in countries where there are a lot of unemployment. College and technical institutions. Many big companies remain in touch with the colleges and technical institutions from where young and talented persons may be recruited. Employment exchange. An employment exchange is an office set up by the government for the bringing together those men who are in search of employment and those employers who are looking for men. Employment exchange register unemployed people and maintain a record of their names, qualification, etc. The employer, on their part, intimate the exchange about the vacancies which occur in their factories and type of employees they require for filling up these vacancies. Whenever any vacancy is initiated, the exchange selects some person from among the registered employment seekers and forwards their name to the employers for consideration. Employment exchange are considered a useful source of recruitment for clerk, accountant, typist, etc. Advertising the vacancy. One more source that is tapped by the companies in advertising the vacancy in leading papers or multimedia. This source may be used in case of company which requires the service of person possessing certain special skills or if there is an acute shortage of labor force. Next external source is labor union. In companies with strong labor union, persons are sometimes recommended for the appointment by their labor unions. There may also be done in pursuance to an agreement between the union and the management. The selection process can be defined as the process of selection and shortlisting of the right candidate with necessary qualification and skill set to fill the vacancies in the organization. The selection process varies from industry to industry, company to company, and even among departments of the same company. Steps in selection procedure are application bank, initial interview of candidate, employment test, checking references, physical or medical examination, final interview. Even though there is no standard procedure adopted by all organizations, the above is an example for popular sequence of selection. Application bank. The filling of the application bank by the candidate is the first step in the selection process. In this form, the applicant gives the relevant personal data such as his qualifications, specialization, experience, firm in which he has worked, etc. Application banks are carefully scrutinized by the company with reference to the specification prescribed for the jobs to decide the applicants who are to be called for the interview. Initial interview of the candidate. These initial interview of candidate is the second step in selection. Those who are selected for the interview on the basis of particular furnished in the application bank are called for the initial interview by the company. This interview is the most important means of evaluating the poise or the appearance of the candidate. It is also used for establishing a friendly relationship between the candidate and the company and for obtaining additional information or clarification on the information which is already furnished through application bank. The interview must be properly planned and the interviewers consisting of specialists in the different fields must make the applicant feel at ease, discount personal prejudices and note their opinion about the applicant interviewed. Employment test. For the further assessment of candidate nature and ability, some tests are used in the selection procedure. Experts have developed certain tests by which a candidate's particular traits or abilities, his likes and dislikes, his intelligence, and his capacity to learn and to benefit from training, his adaptability, etc. can be estimated using the employment test. There are several types of tests that are used in selection procedure. More commonly used employment tests are aptitude test, interest test, intelligence test, trade or performance or job specific test, personality test. Aptitude test is a test measures the applicant's capacity to learn the skill required for a job. It helps in finding out whether a candidate is suitable for a clerical or mechanical job. His test helps in assessing before training as how well the candidate will perform on a job after he is given the necessary training. The interest test is used to find out the type of work in which the candidate has interest. Intelligence test is used to find out the candidate's intelligence. By using this test, the candidate's mental alertness, reasoning ability, power of understanding, etc. are judged. Trade or performance or achievement or job specific test. This test is used to measure the candidate's level of knowledge and skill in the particular job in which he will be appointed. Personality test is used to measure those characteristics of the candidate which constitute his personality, like self confident, temperament, initiative, judgment, dominance, integrity, originality, etc. Personality tests are very important in the selection procedure. Next step in selection procedure is checking the references. If the candidate has been found satisfactory at the interview and if his performance is good in the employment test, the employer would like to get more important personal details about the candidate, such as character, past history, background, etc. They are verified from the people mentioned in the application. For the purpose of checking references, employee may also contact his friends residing in the locality where the candidate is residing, or he may contact the present or former employers of the candidate. In some of the organization, external screening agencies are also used for verification of background or checking the references. These external screening agencies undertake verification of educational and professional qualification, pre-employment status, and past criminal records of job applicants, etc. Fifth step in selection procedure is physical or medical examination. Physical or medical examination objective is to examine or to check the physical fitness of the applicant for the job applied for, to protect the company against the unwarranted claims for compensation under certain legislative enactments such as Worker Compensation Act, etc. To prevent communicable diseases entering into the business concern is also one of the objective of physical or medical examination. Next or last step in selection procedure is final interview. In this interview, the candidate is ultimately selected for employment. In this interview, the selected candidates are given an idea about their future job within the organization. The key differences between recruitment and selection are: the process of recruitment involves the development of suitable techniques for attracting more candidates to a position vacancy, while the process of selection involves identifying the most suitable candidate for the vacancy. Recruitment process proceeds the selection process, whereas selection process succeeds the recruitment process. Recruitment is a positive process aimed at attracting more and more job seekers to apply, Selection is a negative process rejecting unfit candidates from the list. Recruitment is less time consuming and less economically demanding as it only involves identifying the needs of the job and encouraging candidates to apply for them. And its basic purpose is to create a pool of qualified human resources. Selection involves a wide range of activities which can be both time consuming and expensive, and its basic purpose is to choose best person from the pool to fill the vacant position. Recruitment does not result in any contract between the applicants and the organization, whereas selection results in a job contract between the selected applicant and the organization employing them. In this lecture video, we have learned what is staffing, selection and recruitment, and what are the various sources of recruitment, and also what is the procedure followed in selection or steps in selection, and also we learned the differences between recruitment and selection. Thank you.